honestly, this is pretty beautiful for a Walmart parking lot. Got mountain ranges all around. I guess I shouldn't even say for a Walmart parking lot because it was more of a campground for us. This is where we stayed last night. Over in the back over here under the light. Got here probably at around 10 p.m. last night, and then I wasn't able to fall asleep until super early in the morning, I guess. It was up till 3, so slept in today. It's 10:30. It's probably the latest that I've slept in a long time. I'm gonna be honest, it doesn't feel good. I feel horrible actually. And it's hot. It is 82 degrees back here. But since I slept in, I feel a little bit extra sticky. And I think I'm just gonna skip the gym for today and go 2 times tomorrow. We're gonna take a good old-fashioned body wipe shower alternative. And for those of you guys wondering, yes, it is exactly what it sounds like. Tough, moist towelettes that you use to wipe down your body as a showering alternative. So I like to use these kind of in between days where I get showers, just to feel a little bit cleaner about the start of my day, because it makes me feel better about putting on clean clothes and getting dressed and getting ready. I've also got these special ones that are meant just for your face. But that's it. That's what you call a van life shower. And now that I got myself nice and somewhat clean, this is the perfect opportunity to thank this video sponsor, Huckberry. And this is the first time that I have worn jeans in probably 7 years. I absolutely never wear jeans. Mostly because I used to have a thing that I hated pants, but we've gotten past that. And they fit perfectly, just like every other thing that I've ordered from their website. And if you're wondering to yourself, what is Huckberry? It's your one-stop shop for everything men's fashion, and half of my entire wardrobe is Huckberry clothes. They've got tons of options, everything from casual jeans and a t-shirt to summer date night pants and button-downs to nice light sailcloth jackets, and even activewear like gym shorts and running shorts that are super stretchy and comfortable, and I wear them almost every time I go to the gym. But for today, we're rocking the jeans and the t-shirt, and there really are so many options on their website, from third-party collections to their house brands like Wellen for their gym shorts, or Flint and Tinder for their t-shirts and jeans. There's something on that website for everybody. Every time I order, everything fits perfectly the first time, and I actually haven't had to send a single thing back. So if you've been looking to upgrade your wardrobe or step up your style game like I'm trying to do, click the link in the description, go to Huckberry, check out some of the stuff they got. So yeah, check them out at the link in the description. So for breakfast this morning, we had a nice breakfast in bed of leftover Chipotle from last night and a orange cream Coca-Cola, Coke Zero. I know I'm gonna get comments about this. How do you wake up and the first thing you drink is a Coke? I don't know, but it tastes good. And I like it.
Hell, I love it! I'm itching to do it again.
Sometimes I'm craving a Coke when I wake up. Sometimes I'm thirsty for water. Sometimes I want a coffee. It just kind of depends on the day. And today, a Coke just sounded nice. Also, I don't know if you can even see up here, but it is packed to the brim with laundry. So I'm gonna need to do that either today or tomorrow. And honestly, if I gain nothing else from living in a van, it would at least be the habit of making my bed every morning, because keeping it made makes so much of a difference in how clean and tidy the van will feel in the mornings or just on like random days. So it's nice to have the bed made. Also, it's super hot, so I've had the AC in the front. One of my hacks that I found is when I'm kind of warm in the van and I don't feel like setting up my portable AC, I'll just turn on the van and shut that vent and point these 2 middle vents back at me through here, and it cools off the back of the van actually pretty nicely. I do have absolutely no plan for what I want to do today though. The only thing I know is that we woke up in a Walmart parking lot and we're in Salt Lake City. But that is the beauty of van life. Maybe we'll check out the Salt Flats because they're kind of close by and I haven't been in a while. I think that actually is what I'm gonna do. Head over to the Salt Flats and check those out, and then I think I want to stealth camp in the city tonight. Maybe go out late at night, get some food, hang out in the city. Sounds like a lot more fun than being out in the middle of nowhere again, because I've kind of been out in nature for a long time. That a city night sounds nice. It's crazy that the mountains still have snow on them this late into the summer.
Live it up, sweet emotion. Every time, every night, you and I on a roll. Switch it up where I'm going. Stay on the fly, just in time, know the right way to go.
There we go, this is it. This is kind of the end of the paved road right here. We're gonna drive out there though, but this is Lake Bonneville, also known as the Salt Lake, hence the name Salt Lake City being so close to here. But even more so than that, It's known as the Bonneville Speedway. And it's called that because this is where, since 1914, land speed records have been set just because of how flat and open the landscape is. You can drive for miles and miles and miles completely flat with nothing in your way, and there's not very many other places in the world that offer this type of landscape, so that's why land speed records are set here. I think I might try to set a land speed record of my own in the van. I don't think I've ever hit 100. Maybe I have, but there's no speed limits on the lake, so we're gonna see what this old girl can do. And I'm lucky today because usually the last 3 times that I've been here, the lake has been covered in water, and you're not allowed to drive out on the lake when it's covered in water because it turns into a mucky mess and everyone just gets stuck. But today, it's nice and dry. And you can just see how far it goes off into the distance. So let's see if we can get 100. All right. Let's go. Oh. Nothing but open road, baby. Made it up to 90. It's getting a little bumpier out here though, so I don't want to push it. But I'm gonna drive out a little bit farther into the flats, get a little better view of like kind of the crystallization of the salt, because over here it's kind of just all compacted together from people driving on it and whatnot. It's so crazy. It's just like never ending. And I keep seeing like these like light patches. I had to put sunglasses on because I think I was going blind from how much sun is reflecting off of this. I keep seeing these lighter patches of salt on the like in front of me, and it like psychologically is messing with me because it feels like I'm driving on like an iced over lake, and it looks like there's like just really thin ice, but I know it's not, but it still like messes with my mind every time I see it like that. It just looks sketchy. This is it. Ooh, I'm definitely gonna have to wash my car. I think I drove over some wetter stuff. It's all caked on. Oh, that's gotta be horrible for the underside of this car. It's like a salt snowball. I drove a little bit that way and I started to see like the stuff was looking different, and I thought it was getting a little bit more like moisture. Like even some of these cracks have a ton of moisture in them. So I'm not gonna go any further because I don't want to risk driving out into a spot that's like down here it's a little bit moist, but driving out into a spot that I'm gonna get myself stuck in. But this is it. Nice, pristine salt. And I think I might have driven out a little bit too far. There is nothing as far as you can see but white. Oh my God, when I don't have my sunglasses on, it is blindingly bright. I need some of those Eskimo goggles with like slits in them. But hopefully seeing how vast and flat this is, I probably drove for maybe 20 minutes out here. Probably like 5, 10, 15, I don't even know how many miles. Kind of lose track when you're driving across a vast landscape like this, but gives you some perspective for why they use this spot to break land speed records. And in 1960, Mickey Thompson became the first American to go over 400 miles an hour right here on the Bonneville Salt Flats. And this is also understandably the place where the fastest ever land speed record was set at 763 miles an hour, I think. The conditions have to be pretty perfect for them to be able to drive out here and break records. And I don't know if you're gonna be able to see it on video, but off in the distance, it looks like the lake is covered by water on some of the spots because of the heat mirages. And this salty crust can be anywhere up to 5 feet thick out in the center, kind of where we are. And a lot thinner around the edges. And the whole basin is made entirely from sodium chloride, which is the same stuff as table salt. So it tastes exactly like table salt if you wanted to use it. They don't actually use the salt here for table salt. They do harvest it though for other things like industrial purposes and road salt and stuff like that. And this place is 30,000 acres of salt. And it was formed from an ancient lake here, Lake Bonneville, something like 14,000 years ago. It's just so crazy. Definitely going to need to thoroughly wash my car though. I know that's not good. Whole bottom's gonna rust out. But I'm getting hungry, so I'm gonna make some lunch. I really don't have much in terms of lunch. Definitely gonna have one of these. And then I have these just shrimp that I bought. And then I'm gonna have a tomato. And that's gonna be it. I don't even have cocktail sauce, which sucks. And I'm gonna be honest, it's so bright. Oh my gosh. I wish you guys could see, like, with your own eyes, just how unbelievably bright this is without glasses on. It's like crazy. I've never seen anything like it. But what I was saying is, I was Googling what else goes good on shrimp, and it said like a garlic aioli would be good if you don't have cocktail sauce. So I'm just gonna use this kind of sriracha mayo and use that as my dip. And then for the tomato, I don't know why, but I'm obsessed with sliced tomatoes now with some salt on them. So that's all I'm gonna do. Ironically, I could use the salt flat salt instead of this, but this just feels a little bit safer. And I'm gonna be honest, I don't know if I feel good eating these shrimp. They smell kind of like fishy. It says that they're good for 5 more days on the package, but honestly, I just don't feel good eating them. I've never had shrimp that smell fishy like that, so I'm not gonna risk that. Still got our tomato. All right, I genuinely went through my pantry and my fridge like 5 times looking to see if I had anything I can make for lunch. And none of it seems like it would be anything that I would want to eat, so. Checked out the flats. It's good to be back. Because the last time I was here was on my first ever cross-country road trip, and my brother had flown out to see me, so it's kind of bringing back some old van life memories. But I'm gonna go take my nice camera out there, see if I can get any cool looking pictures. And then I'm heading out of here to get some lunch because I'm pretty hungry. All right, let's get out of here. My shoes both weigh an extra pound each from all the salt they've accumulated. So I don't really want to get back in, but I think everything's cleaned up. We should be good to drive back. And I'm gonna be honest, I don't really even know which way is back. I'm pretty sure it's just dead straight that way, but it could be more up that way. All right. We have made it back into Salt Lake City. We are going to the spot where I'm hopefully going to find a stealth camping parking spot. It's right up by the state capitol. I've actually stayed there before, and it's a pretty good spot. It's kind of close to downtown, so I can take out my bike and ride around once we find, hopefully, somewhere that we can stay. Well, we're about a mile away. And something that I've found in cities is that technically you can stay anywhere. You just gotta find a parking spot that's either in a neighborhood or look at the signs and park there after a certain hour and then leave before a certain hour. There's really kind of unlimited spots to park in a city that you can get away with as long as you pay attention to the signs and the neighborhood you're in and don't overstay your welcome and stay more than 1 day. No matter what, I'm gonna be able to find somewhere in this city to stay. It just depends sometimes because some spots are better than others. Like for instance, I probably could technically park right here overnight if I wanted to. But I don't like parking right in front of people's houses just because it feels a little intrusive. I will if it's like super late night and I'm leaving super early in the morning, but most of the time I like to not park directly in front of someone's house. All right, we found a spot. I might move spots later tonight because this isn't the most level, but it's good enough for now. Once people start leaving later, I might try to find somewhere because we're leaning pretty heavily to our right side, which isn't the worst for sleeping if I do end up staying here, but there are some more level spots closer down that way. But now that we have at least a potential home base, I'm starving. I haven't eaten since breakfast, and my breakfast was only a half of a Chipotle bowl. It's also still pretty hot out, so I want to minimize the amount of time I'm spending in the van. But nice park right out front, pretty good views. Right next to the Capitol building, it feels pretty safe. Cool mountains off in the distance over there. But I'm gonna take the bike out of the back, ride into town, find somewhere to eat, and then pick up some groceries for dinner tonight. Got my bike all set up. I've got my Merce. Let's get going. I'm so glad that I have a bike in the van again. Man, it is beautiful out here too. All right, so we've made it to city center, which should have a lot of food options. Now we just need to find a place right there to type a bike. So I think I'm just gonna get myself a little snack to hold me over until we cook dinner. in like an hour and a half. So many people out today. Some sort of market going on. Oh, these bowls are sick. Look at that bowl.
Look at all those chickens.
So it looks like there's a food court right in there that I might check out, but I'm gonna walk around a little bit, check out the rest of this area. Cool little waterfall. Before I stop into the food court and get some lunch. Also, another thing I keep seeing on my drive up here was these Costa Vitas, but I've never had them. Seems like it's like a Chipotle kind of restaurant. This is cool. They got like streams running through this whole place. Into a waterfall. Honestly, I will say too, having a bike in the van is such a game changer when I'm staying in cities. It makes it so much easier to get around and like actually check out places as opposed to having to walk or park super close. Because sometimes I'll have to park in an inopportune or not the best spot just to stay closer to the city. But now with a bike, I don't have to. Also, something I've gotten more comfortable with over time from living in the van is talking to a camera in public like this. I used to feel so weird. Even just saying one word, I'd have to like say one thing, walk down the street, pause, wait till I pass people, say another thing. But now it's kind of like I've been doing it for so long that it doesn't bother me as much anymore, or I just don't think about it as much. So it's nice to kind of have worked that out. I think that's helped me somewhat with social anxiety. I'm not like an extremely socially anxious person, but I mean, everyone's got some level of social anxiety, and filming yourself in public, I'm telling you, it'll really get rid of your social anxiety. This place is huge too. It's like reminds me of like a Californian mall because it's all outside. Like every mall in California is like outside. And this is kind of like, I guess this section is inside, but the rest of it is mostly outside. I think I already know what I want. I saw it before I walked in. Chick-fil-A. Found some tables next to these spinning things. Chick-fil-A is easily one of my favorite fast food restaurants. I don't eat it enough. But this should be just enough to like kind of hold me over till dinner. My go-to is getting some fries, throwing them on top of the sandwich with some Chick-fil-A sauce, maybe even ranch, depending on how I'm feeling that day. But we're just going for a plain sandwich today. And I think after I finish up eating here, walk around, check out the city, and then grab some groceries and get back to the van. Back. I'm a little bit hot, and it's a little bit hot in the back of the van. So I'm gonna get changed out of these jeans real quick. All right, got all changed. Now it's a little bit cooler. I'll let the car run for a little bit. Just let the AC blast back here because it's not too hot. And I really do not honestly feel like cooking at all tonight. I got myself a pizza and a salad to balance it out because if you eat a pizza and then a salad, it's healthy. Obviously. That is what we're doing for dinner tonight, and I don't know if you can tell with the angle of things how much of a slope I'm on. There's already a bunch of spots that are opening up down the street, so there'll definitely be space if I need to move down there later. I don't know if I feel like it yet. I'm honestly pretty tired and probably gonna get to bed extremely early tonight. But first we're having pizza. And with this oven, I kind of just have to eyeball pizza because it doesn't really stay a consistent temperature. So I just kind of throw it in there on max and then just check on it like every 7 minutes to see where it's at. And it cooks the bottom way hotter in this oven because the flame is down here. So it's really not ideal because usually you want to cook a pizza from the top and not like this oven from the bottom. But it does a decent enough job. Perfect fit. It's hot. Boom! I'll wait for that to cool down. And we're eating. So, fun fact about me, if you guys didn't know, which you guys wouldn't know because I've never said this, my favorite salad is a berry salad, specifically a goat cheese berry salad, which they didn't have at the store, but they had just like a regular standard berry salad. You throw goat cheese and berries in a salad, I'm eating the whole thing. I don't know what this dressing is, but it looks kind of weird. I'm also not going to cut this pizza up because I don't feel like it. But another good thing about camping in stealth camping, at least in the cities, is that if I get too hot tonight or I get bored or I end up sitting here and want to go do something, I can just walk outside, walk down the street, get an Uber, go somewhere, just like hang out, do whatever I want. It's a lot more options. And I personally think it depends on what kind of camping you want to do. That a van is the best option for camping as an all-around camper. Like a truck camper, you can get out of the middle of nowhere, you can do whatever you want, but it doesn't necessarily blend in as much. A bus, you have this size, comfortability, same thing with an RV, but you can't go to as many places. With a van, you get the best of both worlds. You get the comfortability of a bus or an RV and some of the capabilities to go off-road, especially if you get a 4x4 Sprinter. But you can blend in city situations so much easier. And it honestly makes me feel less stressed about stealth camping when I'm in a van, because it's like, there's a possibility that someone might not know that it's a camper. But with a truck camper or an RV or a bus, they know 100%. That's just my 2 cents on the whole subject. But I'm gonna finish dinner, eat my salad, checking with you guys when I'm done. Honestly, the edges of this pizza are way better because, like I said, this oven cooks super unevenly. And honestly, I don't know why I've never eaten a pizza this way before without cutting it up. It actually isn't that bad. It does end up looking a little weird, but I'm sure you guys will have some things to say in the comments about it. Also, when I'm stealth camping, I normally don't keep these big bright lights on. I'll just turn on all my sub lights. So like I'll have my kitchen light, my floor light, and my other light. And sometimes I never really use this light anymore, so you guys might not even know I have it. But I got a bed light back there too. So I'll just use all those lights because they're not as big and bright. And then I just make sure that all of my curtains are pulled all the way to the edge, because these are blackout curtains, so you can't really see any light that comes through when you're outside. Actually, you know what? I'll take you guys outside and show you what it looks like from the outside. Make sure no one's... I hate opening my door at night. Oh, there's nobody parked here. So you can see the lights on the hill. You're looking into my van right now through the front windshield. I don't know if you can tell, but like there is almost zero light coming from the front side of this, except for over there in the corner. You can see my finger going across, so you can see a little bit of light. And then if you go to the back, Capitol building is kind of cool. This is what it looks like through the back windows, which you obviously can't see any light, so there's nothing to really show you. So it is pretty stealthy, if I do say so myself. And then you open it up and you got all this. It is definitely starting to get late, so I'm going to pack up the rest of this pizza and get to bed. I will see you guys in the morning. Good morning. Slept okay last night. I did get kind of like jump scare woken up by a motorcycle, but other than that, not a bad night's sleep. And I did opt to stay in the spot that we were in that's on this kind of tilt because I just didn't feel like moving, but it is hot up here. I will say that these blackout curtains do keep a lot of that heat up in the front of the cab, so it doesn't really get back here as much. But even with that, it is still 91 degrees. Waking up, which is not ideal, obviously. That's why I'm driving north to hopefully continue finding cooler and cooler weather. I think I'm going to head to the gym. Planet Fitness about 15 minutes away, and then we are continuing our journey northward, getting out of the heat. I don't know where I'm going yet. I'm just kind of driving north with no real destination. But as always, I truly appreciate you guys watching. If you haven't already, think about clicking that subscribe button. It really does help out the channel. And I will catch you guys next time.